something hard to believe that you're wanting one thing. That's okay, cause I got something for you. Well, you talk so rough that I know you mean nothing. Come on over here and I'll show you something. You're my drug and I'm loving everything you do. Well, I know you are here for one night only. I said, hey, what you thinking? What you thinking? When you wanted me. I said, hey, what you doing? What you doing? When you wanted me, telling me uncontrollably. Yeah. No, when your body says yeah, come on over here and I'll show you I care. That's okay, cause I got something for you. Well, you look so good that I know you're lying. Tattoo on your back lets me know you're trying. Love the way that you're shaking your body for me. Well, I know you are here for one night only. I said, hey, what you thinking? What you thinking? When you wanted me. I said, hey, what you doing? What you doing? When you wanted me, telling me uncontrollably. I said,
hello everybody, this is our test show for Lolacourse in your lug holes, which if you don't know what a lug hole is, it's the bit on the side of your head that generally is used for listening to things as you are listening to me now. So hello, if you know the website that we're from the Lolacourse, which is a site dedicated to nothing whatsoever but has an opinion on plenty of things, and we're always right, especially when we're wrong. Why are we here? I suppose that's the next big test to be questioned on. We don't really know. We've got a couple of friends that do shows. That's the Monday Movie Show and the Games Cast. They've both been doing rather well and enjoying it, and we thought, why not get a piece of that little bit of pie? So for the first show, I'm on my own. I'm sat at my little desk, and I've got a can of Coke and a set of gaming headphones, so it's a bit rough around the edges at the moment. If we get on with it, obviously we can upgrade bits and pieces here and there. So hello, I'm Bouncybhall. I am the originator of the Lolacourse, I am the curator of the Lolacourse, and I am the #1 writer for the Lolacourse. I'm joined on the site by my good friends Dr. Hamhock, Scarred Star and Nerf Derma. We've have contributors as well, so we've had HDVD who works on the aforementioned Monday Movie Show, and we've just had Dalek Sex send us a post today on Final Fantasy, which is actually quite good, so you might want to have a look at that. So introductions aside, I think the best thing to do is get straight on with what's made me angry this week, because I think that's going to be the general point, is I'm just going to rant about something. And this week I have mostly been made angry by BioWare announcing the extended cut of Mass Effect that will be free for all disgruntled gamers in the summer. Excuse me. why does this annoy me? Why does free content coming from one of the best game design people's houses ever annoy me? I'll tell you why it annoys me. Because of self-righteous, indignant gamers demanded that content, and they had absolutely no right to demand that content. Now, some people will argue with you there. They'll say, well, you look at what happened with Fallout 3. Fallout 3 ended, then some DLC came out that kind of changed how that ending worked and allowed you to carry on playing. Now, I would argue that that was always the plan. It wasn't demanded in such a kind of venomous way over the internet, and it definitely didn't change the actual story. It just allowed you to continue in that event. Obviously, I mean, it sort of changed the story, but not as a direct result of people complaining about it. So, I mean, to illustrate why this really annoys me, I've got a book here. Let me just pick it up. It's J.G. Ballard's The Drowned World. Right, a very good book. Very good book. It's I bought it for £7.99, and I read it, and I liked the ending. Now, if I didn't think that the ending of this book was any good, I would say, didn't really think much of that ending. I'd take the book, I'd put the book down, and I'd probably not buy anything else by that author. What I wouldn't do is say, oi, Mr. People who wrote this book, Mr. Ballard, this is what I think of your book, and then rip the last 10 pages of the book off, post those 10 pages to J.G. Ballard and say, oi, take these 10 pages back, what do you think you're doing? Write another 10 pages, preferably 50 pages, and send them back to me, free of charge, to make up for the travesty of me not liking how you chose to end your book. I mean, whatever happened to gamers that made us think that we could dictate how things should be? You know, we have every right to be critical. We have every right to kind of not like or to really enjoy something. And as Lalujo from the Mature Game Podcast has put on the chat, he liked the ending of Mass Effect 3. I enjoyed Mass Effect 3 immensely. The ending, fine. I didn't have any major problem. I had a slight little niggle with one bit, but other than that, absolutely fine. If that's how BioWare chose to end their game, for better or worse, that's how they chose to end their game. And the argument the internet seems to be, but it's not your game, it's our game. It's our game because we've invested the last few years playing with Shepard, playing with this crew, going through, and it didn't feel like mine did. Well, I'm terribly sorry it didn't feel like your ending. Perhaps your ending was a bit too lofty in expectation. Just putting that out there. It constantly frustrates me when it's a simple case of, well, I didn't like that, so I got on the internet. Oh, I don't like the fact that this game's got DRM, so let's all downvote it on Amazon to 0. I mean, not that I approve of DRM, but still, it's that kind of indignant attitude that really has no place out there. And yet, of course, we're gamers, we are self-righteous, we are always correct. If somebody criticises us, we are legion, we must fight together. We must take any criticism and say, no, this is not true. So you take this week when the news came out that some teachers felt that children playing in the playground were emulating violent video games, and immediately, within hours, gamers across the world were writing articles saying, oh, this is outrageous, children should be better watched by their parents. Actually, what that teacher was saying was that they are emulating something that is now more present in the home than ever before. So when we were younger, in my town, we would play war, we'd play Cowboys and Indians, we'd play that kind of thing. We did have kind of Saturday afternoon television, we had the A-Team, we would copy that. If we'd have copied everything we saw on the Atari 2600, our lives would either have been very, very inventive or not inventive enough. So, you know, we are trundling along towards a time when everybody's more aware of these gaming things. And I'm sorry, if I put a violent game on in my room, so for example I sometimes play Gears of War, my children are aware of what Gears of War is. They don't play it, they don't watch me play it, but they are aware of what it is. So when my 3-year-old son the other day came downstairs with 2 water pistols in his hand, one tucked in his back, and said, I'm Gears of War, whipped the one out from his back and went like a chainsaw, I was immensely proud, but also slightly ashamed that that kind of impact had found its way to him, even indirectly. And I think, as gamers, we need to actually step back and think, wait a second, not every piece of criticism, not every decision that we disagree with warrants a huge internet protest. It's just not necessary. And I could go on about the issue for literally hours, because I'm constantly peeved off. I don't know why I censored myself there. I am pissed off constantly by the attitudes of the few that just feel that they have some sort of opinion that's far better than everybody else. So, that's our rant for the first show. It's a minor one. It's one I'd like people to discuss. If you want to pop on here and put a comment on, if you want to message me on Twitter, it's at Bouncybhall. That's Bouncybhall with an H after the B and before the A. There's no Z in it, and there's an invisible Q. So pop on there, comment on here, pop over to the website at lolacourse.co.uk and get involved. So the Mass Effect ending. It's becoming rapidly kind of this big situation where essentially what BioWare have done is rolled over and said that, yes, we will listen to you because you obviously know everything there is to know about making a game, and we will now change our ending. I don't understand why everybody would be happy with that anyway, because they still haven't showed you what the ending is going to be. So everybody's like, yay, we've got an ending, we've got an extended cut. It's like, well, what happens at the end is pretty clear cut in many ways. So unless that extended cut only extends to peripheral characters, I don't really see how that would work. And even then, I don't think the majority of people will be happy. It's the end chapter. The end of any game is very, very, very difficult to pitch correctly, because gamers have a vested interest in these characters, or they just do not care. And you require a certain amount of understanding of which side of the fence the majority's on to know how to get that right. And I think with Mass Effect, for better or worse, gamers have loved it. Gamers have gone in there and have spent time in that universe, and ultimately, whatever BioWare put out, it was never going to be enough to hit that point, to get to that point, to satisfy everybody. And I think the biggest shame is what was achieved with Mass Effect 3 was an incredible game, an absolutely incredible game, and in my mind the end is not the most important bit. It's getting to that end, it's telling that story of how they ended, and hopefully I'm not alone in that thought. Hopefully the world of gaming hasn't gone completely up its own arse. So let's discuss that. We're keeping this very short time, hoping to finish it for about kind of 15 minutes, so I've got a couple of minutes left. It's just a test. I've got messages saying that my audio's up and down. I know that I can see from a readout that it's going a bit nuts. I don't quite know what's going on. It's possibly the microphone's a bit wonky, but we shall have a look at that in the future. So thanks. If you have listened in, thank you very much. I know Lujo's listened in. I know HDVD's comment on Twitter, so thank you very much to you two guys. It really is appreciated. So for all intents and purposes, that's the end of this show. I'll leave you with the music that I started the show with, and I will see you next time. So thank you very much, and goodbye.
Something hard to believe if you're wanting one thing. That's okay, cause I got something for you. Well, you talk so rough that I know you mean nothing. Come on over here and I'll show you something. You're my drug and I'm loving everything you do. Well, I know you are here for one night only. I said, hey, what you thinking? What you thinking? I said, hey, what you doing? What you doing? When you wanted me, telling me I could says, yeah, come on over here and I'll show you I care. That's okay, 'cause I got something for you. Well, you look so good that I know you're lying. Tattoo on your back lets me know you're trying. Love the way that you're shaking your body for me. Well, I know you are here for one night only. I said, hey, hey, what you thinking? What you thinking? When you wanted me. I said, hey, hey, what you doing? What you doing? When you wanted me, tearing me uncontrollably. I said, hey. Hey, hey, what you thinking? What you thinking? When you wanted me. I said, hey, hey, what you doing?